Welcome to the Friday edition of the Locker Room on Voice of the People Television. I am Jerry Alpeliohai, and we've got a thrilling show for you today as it promises to be exciting. And of course, joining me today are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayawa, who are ready to break down all the action and share their hot takes on what's going down in the football world. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never get to miss an episode of the Locker Room. And of course, it promises to be exciting, loads and loads of action to look forward to as far as the show is concerned today. And of course, we're also going to be taking a look at from Victor Boniface, who looks like he is in the news for the wrong reasons, as it looks like he's taking the joke too far. But we'll take a quick breather. When we'll come back, we'll straight that because Ikechukwu will be joining us as well as Mayawa. We'll be right back after this time out.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV, now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice. Good morning. It's the start of a beautiful day. Well, start your day right with a healthy dose of news, fun, and inspiration. Join us on VOP this morning for the latest news, trending topics, and uplifting stories to set your day on the right vibe. From news and current events to lifestyle and entertainment, you are covered. VOP this morning, 8 a.m., Monday through Friday. Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV, now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
All right, welcome back. You're still tuning into the Locker Room and Voice of the People Television, and we're just taking a look at things as far as the football is concerned. And the Super Eagles, the transfer window is ever busy, and loads and loads of action as the season is getting ready to start all around Europe. And of course, the Chan Eagles are also busy fighting for their lives, fighting to take part of the $100,000 bounty. It looks like $100,000 is the standard now, but I don't know whether the Chan Eagles are going to get it, but they say time definitely will tell. And of course, Ikechukwu, so much going down in the football world. Great to have you again.
Good evening, Jerry, and good evening to our viewers. Like you said, $100,000 seems to be the new normal, and I just hope they're able to actually do the needful to actually get their own piece, at least as they ought. The president, like you rightly said in last time, the president seems to be in a very good mood, to be sharing this morning. It's a good day to talk football. A lot is happening in the world of football, and we have. I think they'll be playing on the 12th. That should be sometimes next week. Against Sudan. Hopefully, they actually get their act back together and then put themselves in a good position to make it through the group stage. And then let's see how they progress. Of course, Super Falcons didn't have a very good game in the first match in the WAFCON, but they ended up winning the championship. So hopefully we hope to actually see these guys also go a long way. I want to still really maintain, because I saw the first game, they had a very good game. Just an error from the goalkeeper who got carried away, and then they consider go against the defending champion in Senegal. And I'm also say that Senegalese side are also a very strong side. So it's a good day, Jerry, to talk football here, and thank God it's Friday.
All right, thank God it's Friday. We'll prepare ourselves for the weekend. And Maiwa, it's great to have you join us. I know you've been trying to see if you can make sure that Sesko comes in. Well, it is what it is. Congratulations on Benjamin Sesko. But I hope it will not be 13 goals, because that will not be enough. That is if he gets to score up to 13 goals. Anyway, you have Ubuemo, you have Cunha. I think the attack of Manchester United is loaded going into the new league season. Congratulations, Maiwa, once again.
I mean, slowly but surely we are getting there. Sesko is a good player. However, the big question is this: even though if you have the strikers, who plays behind them determines how they will perform. The strikers will not carry the ball from the back. The strikers will not be the one defending. The strikers will not be the one in the post. All other players will contribute to their overall success. But it's a building process for Manchester United. Finishing 17th last season, it's so disgraceful. But let's see what Ineos board and Ruben Amorim will be able to conjure this season. It's getting closer to when the wives will start to drag the remote for those who have wives that don't watch football. But in any case, our own Victor Osimhen will be filing out tonight in Galatasaray's first game of the season. A whole lot of football to talk about. TGIF. Thank you for having me, Jerry.
All right, always a pleasure. Let's start off with Victor Boniface. His recent remarks criticizing the commitment of some Super Eagles players have stirred tension within the squad. The Bayer Leverkusen striker claimed in a podcast interview that some teammates appear indifferent to the team's result, suggesting they lack passion when representing Nigeria. And a senior national team player, speaking anonymously, condemned Boniface's comments, calling them unfortunate and unhelpful, especially with the World Cup qualifiers ongoing. He accused Boniface himself of showing poor commitment, citing incidents such as nearly being slapped by a teammate during an AFCON qualifier against Rwanda due to lack of effort, and briefly announcing his retirement on social media after a poor performance. The player further alleged that former interim coach Austin Eguavon had often questioned Boniface's dedication. He claimed Boniface is quick to turn to social media after defeat, and suggested the striker's criticism of others might actually reflect his own shortcomings. They say pot calling kettle black. That's just the word. I think I will not say much. I will hand it over to Ikechukwu. You guys know my reservation towards him already. As far as I know, in the Super Eagles, there's only one Victor. The other Victor is not victorious. But I will not say anything more. Over to you, Ikechukwu.
Well, it's actually very unfortunate that Victor Boniface will actually come out to say these things.
About others?
Yes, about the team generally. Even if there's anybody behaving like that, it shouldn't be coming from him. He has not given us any reason to believe that he's committed. I mean, we are not going to deny his talent. He's a good player. He's got quality. We see how he actually turned up for his team. I mean, you cannot turn up for Bayer Leverkusen, the way you are actually turning up for them without having the talent. So if it's about the talent, we can all agree that he's got the talent. But now, the difference between a top player and a player that is an average player is commitment and dedication. Right? Any terrain you find yourself, you have to deliver. That consistency has to come with the fact that you're committed and you're dedicated to the cause. A player who is not committed, who is not dedicated, and who is not consistent has no business dancing around on social media. You don't have any business. You need to really focus on your game. Now, it is when you've gotten to that point where you are the boogeyman, then you can actually come around like on Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Yeah. You know that he's got a bragging right, and he's very, very outspoken on social media.
Yeah.
So you need to actually marry these two plays together. You need to really marry these two characters before you can actually come up to speak about people in public.
Even when Balotelli was doing it,
you've got it. You can always deliver when you're called on. But it's so sad that Victor Boniface actually coming up to say this, and I really like the fact that someone actually gave him his words back, because it's sad.
The player is afraid not to get the backlash.
You remember? I want to believe the player that they said they almost slapped him is Victor Osimhen. This is me just thinking.
No, he has a bonding with Osimhen.
No, of course, the heat of the moment. You remember after that game against Rwanda? No, against Zimbabwe. You remember the attitude he tried to hold Victor Osimhen when he was venting, he was reacting, and Victor Osimhen, flipped his hand. He was very angry. I'm just saying, I want to believe this is not accurate. Actually, I'm just saying
this was a Rwanda game situation.
Yes, this was a Rwanda game situation. But I mean, Victor Boniface, we've not enjoyed him as a player, and him coming out to actually make a comment like this is so unnecessary. I mean, see again, right? Players
even announcing his retirement too. That was childish.
Players come out to actually defend themselves. But when a player
don't throw others under
yes, when a player who is not a key part of the team,
who is not contributing,
yes, who decide to throw,
you are wasting space.
Yes, decide to throw the team under the bus.
All the opportunities they have given you,
Jerry,
you are the one now criticizing those who are not.
If he comes back to the Super Eagles team, the players will play against him.
I think Eric Chair will not even make that risk, because
this is the harsh reality.
The way things are going,
if he comes back into the team as our striker, the players will play against him, and it's going to actually cause problem for the team.
I think the ship of Boniface playing the Super Eagles have already sailed. He's already in the middle of the ocean, and I don't think he can swim to that level anymore.
Maybe that's why he came out to actually make this comment.
Because he knows that his time is up.
It's sad. It's sad.
Mariwa, you understand? I know you always call him an influencer, that you don't know which one he is better at. But the man is at it again, and the players are not happy that he is the one coming out to say that the players are not committed. And let's not forget how he went online and then sent a cryptic message that he's done with the Super Eagles, and so on and so forth. Maybe he's going through personal issues with the fact that his deal did not pull through, going to the Saudi League and so on and so forth. So he's giving everybody gospels, but that is not how a professional footballer has to do it. Most especially when you're playing the Super Eagles, it's quite tricky. There's a lot of politics that go on within and outside of the team.
Well, I mean, see, where the message is coming from is not right. The person does not have any right to criticize anybody. He has had the opportunity to play for the Super Eagles, I think almost 6-7 times, if I'm not mistaken, and has not been able to score a goal. If a Victor Osimhen is not around, a Victor Boniface does not deliver. If he's wearing the Nigerian jersey, it's a shadow of himself to what we see in Bayer Leverkusen. And definitely the way he went about it, announcing his retirement and throwing tantrums, shows that he lacks commitment. However, let's leave the messenger alone. The messenger has a whole lot of fault. In some climb, the messenger should not even be speaking at all. But let's address the message. He said something that is very, very important. That some of the people playing wearing the green, white, green jersey, they don't show any commitment to the plight of the country they are playing for. They don't care. They just, they just take the game as if they are playing a league game. And the reason is not far-fetched. Look at our team. The first 11, Unwabali, Nigerian grown. Kelechi Nacho, Nigerian grown. Kelechi does not play regularly. Kelechi Nacho, maybe a Nigerian grown. Who else again? Maybe an Ndidi, a Nigerian grown. Every other person, maybe a Victor Osimhen too. 4 of them. Victor Boniface does not play regularly. The rest of the players, they are foreign-born Nigerians. And I don't have anything against them. And we've said it consistently. Some of them, they even picked Nigeria as a second choice. And I'm not throwing shot at Ademola Lookman. He has done so well. Case in point, the current African Footballer of the Year chose Nigeria because the prospect of playing for England is no longer there. and that's the reason why he chose Nigeria. A lot of them did the same thing. If they had the option, they probably choose the foreign country before Nigeria. I think what Victor Boniface, in as much as this kind of message should not be coming from him, he himself has commitment issue. I think what he's saying is very right. And the reason for that is we have made our Super Eagles, we have created a culture where, if it is not Nigerian grown, if it is Nigerian grown, it's not good enough for our national team. It has to be foreign grown. And when you bring players that have no, too much affinity to the country they are representing, you get this kind of thing. I think what Victor Boniface is right, and it's a call to action for those running our football to be able to work on this. We need to get people who have roots, who are committed, who are connected, to the Nigerian dream, not people, who are seeing Nigeria as an opportunity to play international football, not because they want to play for Nigeria, but it's just because it's a means to an end. And that's the reason for that. We might, want to force Victor Boniface all we want, but there's a need for those running our football to address what Victor Boniface has raised, which is a valid issue that he has raised.
All right, valid issue.
How can the people running our football address it when they themselves are not committed? Are they committed to the development of sports in Nigeria?
They're committed to their pockets now.
No, my work.
That's commitment now.
No, that's the thing, right?
To their pockets, what they will get.
Those running the football,
yes,
have to do it.
Exactly. It has to trickle down. That's the thing. If you say these guys should address it, they don't even have a leg to stand. That's where the problem is. Now at this point, everybody just wants to do wuru to the answer. At the end of the day, get your $100,000. So anyhow you do it.
Yeah.
So it's not about development. Just
with all due respect to those who have collected $100,000, it's not wuru. They work hard for it.
No, Jerry,
this one they are not even making.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about the body itself now.
These ones they are not working hard.
Jerry, I'm talking about the body itself.
The body.
That, yes, they just want to assemble. Just go for this tournament.
No matter how history will always tell us that, but unless those who don't know, definitely the millennials, the Gen Zs who don't pay attention to what's happening as far as the sporting world in Nigeria is concerned, and which is no fault of theirs. They only pay attention to what's happening in Europe. And a lot of Gen Zs don't even want to know what's happening. They don't know anything about Nigerian Super Eagles, NPFL. It's that bad. I think during our time, even when we were paying attention to Europe, we still know what's happening in the Super Eagles. I'm telling you, I know a lot of Gen Zs who only know Victor Osimhen. And maybe those who play in the Premier League, maybe Alex Iwobi. Some of them don't even know Calvin Bassey. That's how bad it is. And Calvin Bassey plays in the Premier League. That's how bad it is. So, history will always make us to be able to tell people that you cannot give the credit of what has happened with the Super Falcons to a person like Gosol, for instance. Or you want to take credit.
If you don't give him credit, he will take credit. He's the chairman at the time when it happened.
He was doing manifesto the other day saying that I'm waiting for the next election.
He's the chairman at the time when the thing happened.
But I mean, Jerry, he was there in Morocco and he was signing his teeth. He was there in Morocco.
And the world saw him. And they were beaming and they were saying that's the chairman, that's the president of Nigerian football.
But in all, he was just like a walkover. Even okay, why I did not mention Gosol? I can't even remember whether Gosol is still actively running the NFF, because it looks like it's Shehu Diko down that everybody is talking about. Even when they spoke to the president, Shehu Diko was in the front speaking.
Because the National Sports Commission is like the Minister of Sports.
The NFF president is irrelevant. When Amaju Pinnick was on board, even when the Minister of Sports is available, Amaju Pinnick will also be at the forefront, making sure that he has direct contact with the presidency and those who are running things. But Gosol is a peripheral. It is clearly written.
But Jerry, when history wants to record,
they will not remember him.
History will record
That's when they want to dig, when they start looking at X-Files and start checking what really happened. Or in the main files, they will not, everyone will see, the highest they will go to is who were the part of the success of this thing. But Dugu, finish. It will end there. It will not go to.
So they will not remember the NFF chairman.
See, if they remember Gosol, it will be in the S-Files. That's what I'm saying. Take it or leave it. Anyway, time they say we tell posterity, they say we judge. And let's talk about the former Super Eagles forward John Otaka has been appointed head coach of Montpellier HSC Feminines. I talked about the female team of the Montpellier side in the French league, marking a significant step in his coaching career. The 43-year-old returns to the club where he famously won the Ligue 1 title in 2011-2012 season, scoring twice in the decisive victory over Auxerre. And since retiring in 2018, Otaka has steadily built his coaching credentials, earning a UEFA A license in 2022 and serving as assistant coach to Montpellier's under-19 side. This is a welcome development. John Chukwudi Otaka, the attacker. Wow, he was a fantastic player. I will not forget that goal he scored against Cameroon.
Yes.
Yes, in the 2004, Tunisia 2004 Nations Cup. Nigeria has always been losing to Cameroon, and of course that was also historic. JJ Okocha scored a free kick, and I think he got the pass from Kanu, if I can remember rightly.
Kanu gave him the
he put the ball at the far end on the right side.
One of the best goalkeeper in Africa at the point. Yes. In fact, the best goalkeeper in Africa at that time.
Kameni. And that goal made a lot of difference. It made me so happy that day. And of course, I'm happy for him. He's doing well with his coaching career. And they say the sky is a stepping point for him.
I mean, Jerry, you remember a couple of days we were talking about what our ex-international is doing to actually develop sports. You know, how they're actually throwing their weight in it. And, you know, what basically, you know, what is their life trajectory now. One of the things we talked about is, you know, they are supposed to be around the corridors of football, developing our football. And how would they develop our football if they are not in the thick of it? And one of the things I said about coaches, you know, we talked about, you know, the France 98 team being the ones that are running football in France, other countries, the ex-international, you know, becoming coach of national team and all of that. We don't have people who, I think one of the things I said that day was, we should at this stage have one of our ex-international manning, you know, either on the 20 club side or on the 17 or even on the 23 of some top clubs in Europe, so that at least they start building their career there. But I mean, I like the fact that John Otaka actually, you know, moved, you know, is best described as a ghost mode. He actually did his thing quietly, and now we are seeing him. You know, yes, Montpellier might not even be the biggest female football club in France. And I think that's a club where former Onomono plays. So they are going to actually spend a lot of time together. And it's so good to actually have him. And this is a right step for him. Now we can actually say, if he actually leaves this job, we can have someone who understands the female psyche. He can actually, we can look at him and say, okay, this guy can actually handle Super Falcons, at least. Yeah. Before we talk about, you know, being super Eagles. This is a very good one, and I just hope that he is successful. You know, get a bigger offer from Montpellier to either other club sides in Europe. I mean, I when I saw the news, I was so happy that, you know, one of the most calm Super Eagles player who does no controversy, who does his business on the pitch.
Serious with his football.
He comes on the pitch and is a different breed.
Handsome guy, very handsome.
I don't think we've had any player, you know, described the way he's been described. Maybe because of his name, Otaka, because he's a menace on the flank. He will
remember his days at Portsmouth.
Give you serious problem.
His days at Portsmouth, he was awesome. Going to Montpellier, he had a very great career.
And before that game against Cameroon, and before that Nations Cup, there was because he was in the same club side with the Cameroonian captain, Rigobert Song. I think it lands at the point. Yes. Yeah. So they had a conversation about, he was talking, you know, he said they had a conversation, and, you know, the guy was saying, we're going to defeat you anytime we meet you. And that actually happened. And, you know, that game was, I don't think any Nigerian who saw that game will forget that game, because we came from behind. It was interesting. Eto got the first goal.
Samuel Eto. That Cameroon side was the deadliest.
Very good.
On the continent then. Yeah, they were the favorites to win the AFCON.
Yes.
Because they had Samuel Eto'o, who was on fire at the moment. Rigobert Song was a menace in defense.
And don't forget, they are coming off the back of winning the Nations Cup back-to-back. 2000 and 2002.
So the one in Nigeria, the one in Ghana.
Yeah, so they were coming so strong, and a lot of people were expecting them to even do the treble. They had like some Boma and co. Even DFE was another serious problem we dealt with that particular day, but then it was a sweet victory.
All right, Mariwa, we're going back to the past. The Gen Zs will not understand as we're explaining. It looks like we are explaining rocket science. Those who really enjoy football at the highest level for the Super Eagles will understand why the emotions. But John Utaka, he led this team on interim basis before in 2021, guiding them to a sixth place finish. And of course, this is a return for him, but now on a permanent basis.
I think it's a good one. And for the Gen Zs, we will not blame them. A lot of them were probably toddler at that particular point. I mean, 4 or 5 years old, they will not understand what is going on. But Utaka is a legend. He did his business for Nigeria. Very quiet guy, no controversy, and he has certainly been growing his his resume, getting all the certification needed. And I will not be surprised, after leaving the Montpellier job, he might probably get another job in Europe to coach, a top club. He can choose something that's very, very important. These kind of things we want to see our ex-internationals do, and to be able to give them a venue, they will be able to bring that knowledge to pass it on to our national team. I mean, if a Madugu decides to leave the job, we already have someone in place who has played the game and is also involved, in women football now. They'll probably take over as the Super Falcon coach and do something great. These kind of things we want to see. It's a very, it's a very great player playing these days, and also working with our own Ifeoma Onumonu, who is currently, I think she has joined Montpellier now.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken,
yes.
She'll be working with her. Also, you have Aneche Guinea, who is also playing in France. He gets closer to all those players, and I think it's a breeding ground for him to be able to take over the Super Falcons job. I mean, this is the kind of pool we want to see. I'm just looking to see if he's able to, dominate the French League One and do so well in terms of the female team of men play. Probably he can translate that into the national team. I mean, the next 2-3 years, it will not be bad if we have a John Utaka, taking over from Madugu, whenever Madugu leaves, to take over the Super Falcons. It's a good one, and I hope other ex-internationals that have retired in Nigeria, they follow the same step, and we have a whole lot of them that we can use in growing our football. Good job for John Utaka.
Yeah, congratulations to John Chukwudi Utaka, the attacker, and you guys should wait for Madugu to serve his term. Let it serve first before you start looking for who will succeed in Falcons Aso Rock. Let the Ballon d'Or nominee breathe. People are already shopping for his replacement.
No, we're not shopping now. We're just saying now.
You're already planning his replacement. Calm down now. I know. You're already preparing his replacement. Let him know. Yes.
That we are preparing him. We are not saying we should take over now. Now it's too early. Madugu is the best coach in Africa as for now.
Yes, number one in Africa. Let us sink into it. Please say it again. Madugu is the best coach in Africa.
Number one in Africa.
Yes.
Whether people disagree, we don't.
It doesn't concern me. Even the Spanish.
Why would I disagree?
The Spanish coach is number 2 as far as we are concerned in Africa.
Yes, Madugu is number 1 in Africa.
I don't understand. So anyway, it is what it is. But let's talk about Wilfred Ndidi. He has completed a permanent move from Leicester City to Turkish Super League side Besiktas. The Nigerian international signed a 3-year contract with an option for an additional year after leaving the championship club side. And the 28-year-old midfielder expressed joy at joining the Istanbul Giants, describing the atmosphere as warm and welcoming. He revealed he kissed the club's badge before wearing the shirt, symbolizing his commitment and love for the team. Of course, players will always be committed to their latest employer. So it's a norm. In the morning, a player could be kissing Chelsea's badge, or Man United badge. By next week, he's wearing Chelsea jersey. And he will tell you that he will first tell you that Man United was his dream club. He always wanted Man U. But next week, he will tell you that Chelsea is the next best thing after rice and beans. So it is what it is. But congratulations to you, friends. It looks like Turkey is a new ground for the players to start moving to, because it looks like the law of Osimhen playing in the Turkish league could have at least encouraged Ndidi to also join in.
Well, that's a possibility, but I think the major reason why Ndidi actually moves to Turkey is not really because of Osimhen. I think it's considering a lot of things. he's aging and he's becoming slower. I don't think he's got the intensity to play in the Premier League again as he had a couple of 4 or 5 years ago, where he was actually one of the top, defensive midfielders in Premier League at the point. And there's no big suitor coming again. And Leicester City, thank God they actually came back. And I just think he looked at his situation and he feels like, you know what, it's time to actually just call it quits. Let me go to other climate and then and get to enjoy what's happening. Now, of course, the offer is actually better than what Leicester is actually giving him. And so the fact that players will always kiss the bar, the truth is players are naturally not loyal to anything but their contract. And the contract, that's exactly what they're loyal to. And if a better contract comes tomorrow, it's definitely going to move. The only players that you look at and say, okay, these ones are actually loyal to are the ones who are born in that particular city, they played in the academy in that particular club, and then those ones are the ones that can have emotional tie or emotional attachment to that particular club, because beyond what's happening in the football on the pitch, they have connections with the city, they have connections with even the local person selling selling grocery across the stadium, because they actually grew up in that particular area. But these ones that actually come from other parts of the world, they don't really have any emotional ties. So once they come in, it's all about the contract, and if they feel bored around the city, just want to move. Congratulations to him. I just hope he picks back, get back to shape and get back to the form, because we really need, our key players to actually be at their best to represent us in the national team. And as far as we're concerned, this is one of the key players we have in Super Eagles. So, and one of the most experienced in that particular area, even in Africa. We really need him to be at his best. And if Besiktas is going to actually offer that, we also know that he struggled with playing time also with Leicester City. So all of these things, I think it culminated into the fact that he decides to actually call it quit and move on instead of going to the Championship, because I don't think any top team in England will actually be calling for his services at this point. The only time
United were interested at the point.
That's just a rumor. United, that's just a rumor. United is never interested in Wilfred. If United,
they used to be interested.
They used to be. All right, I'm talking about very recently now. So that's just rumor. I don't think
still better than some old legs in that. I would have preferred him over Casemiro.
At 28, right, at 28 for a team that wants to last season
he was still a very decent.
Is this season now, Jerry? At 28, Jerry, at 28 for a team that is rebuilding, you don't need a player that is not active. Even if it's 28.
He was active last season.
No,
Wilfred was better than Casemiro.
Wilfred is not consistent.
But he was better than Casemiro last season.
So we need to take something that's better than Casemiro, just better.
He was decent than Eriksen and even Kobe Mino. Kobe Mino lost it at the middle of the season.
Well, you can tell Mayowa that. Maybe Mayowa will be able to see reasons for you're saying.
Anyway, I think it might also be inspired by the pay.
That's what I'm saying. The money is at the core of what's actually led into Turkey.
It's like there's a lot of money in the Turkish league now, because the way they're signing players and bringing out money to sign these players, it makes a lot of people to draw attention to what's happening in the Turkish league.
I think it's a good move for him. And remember, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the coach of Besiktas. One of the things he complained about last season is the midfield, and one of the problems with Besiktas last season was defensive, DM, defensive midfielder that they didn't have. That really affected how they played. That's number two. The pace of the Turkish league is not as demanding as that of of England, and that's the reason why and indeed is moving to the Turkish league. Also, the playing time at Leicester has really reduced, has really shrunk. Yes, since he came back from injury, he has not been the same. And because of that, he has not been able to enjoy playing time consistently as he used to enjoy. I think going to Turkey will probably be a fresh start, a much more a league that is slower in pace, which will probably suit him. And also, it's also very, very critical to what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is building. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said he wants to challenge, I can't remember the name of the coach now, the coach of Galatasaray. He wants to challenge him for the title this new season, and he's trying to build, the team that will be able to do that. And Wilfred is also very, very crucial in it. So as it is, it's a good one for him. Turkey is beginning to be a hot spot for Nigerian players. We have Osai Samuel with Fenerbahce. Osimhen just moved to Galatasaray. There is Wilfred Ndidi coming. Some of our ladies play the Turkish league. in the Turkish league, it shows that the league is not that bad. Let's see how with NDTD fits into the Besiktas project. I'm really hoping that he can regain his form, because if he does so well and regain his form, it also be a plus for the national team, because I don't think we still have a replacement for him at the moment.
All right. Okay.
Right as someone moves to the championship.
Okay, he has moved to the championship. He just reminded me of the martial arts footballer. Yeah, I hope he doesn't take that to the championship. It is, it is what it is. But if you do anyhow, you see anyhow. You do go into the carry last. Anyway, let's talk about Chelsea. It looks like they're on the verge. Your club is on the verge of signing the number 100 player, because Chelsea have made significant progress in the Alejandro Garnacho transfer saga, reaching a personal terms agreement with the Manchester United winger. While Garnacho is keen on the move to Stamford Bridge, Manchester United and Chelsea have yet to settle on the transfer fee. Garnacho, I can't wait for the day Man United and Chelsea will be playing and Garnacho will be starting. He will want to show Amorim Pepe. And I don't know whether it will make any sense to sell him to a rival, talking about Manchester United. But I think just the fact that they want to push Garnacho away. Garnacho is a very interesting player, but I don't know how come he lost it. Maybe the influences of players like Marcus Rashford, feeling that he has arrived, he lost his way. And man management is one of the major problems Man United has been having. And I don't know what the thing about Portuguese managers. I don't know. Somehow they get irritated and they don't get patient. And I don't know, because Garnacho should not be leaving Manchester United. I don't know.
Well, sincerely, I don't think there is any real value he's going to be bringing to Chelsea, sincerely. But then he's coming, and for me, I see a player who is still very much developing. And that's exactly why United will not really miss him. I mean, if you look at his numbers, what exactly is he really, turning to bringing to the United team? I mean, check him last season. And yes, he's got prospect, but the thing is, he's not level-headed. And another problem is the fact that players like this, when they are in a team, they need to understudy somebody. When you make them, the main character at that age, it gets into their head. United don't have that player that, in the likes of Alejandro Garnacho, would have been looking up to actually really develop properly. And that's the biggest problem that he's got. So he made him feel like, he's larger than life. He's made him feel like he's right up there. He's still very much, in his learning phase. Right? There are a lot of teenagers. I mean, if you look at his age, look at Lamine Yamal, look at the way he plays, look at the way Lamine plays, you understand that there's a gulf of difference in terms of quality and composure as footballers. Yes, does he have the ability to actually hit the peak? It does. But then it requires, how level-headed is willing to actually be in terms of actually learning. I think he's going to really do well. He's really going to develop well under Chelsea's coach, because of course that man is, I'm talking about Maresca. He's a man who has actually handled, age-grade teams before, and you actually understand the psyche of players of this level, right? So yes, he should be able to handle the likes of Garnacho, and the way he's actually being able to bring the best out of the likes of Kopama and co. I think on that foot, yes, he's going to actually do well. But for Garnacho, I don't think it's a miss for United. It's not a miss for United. So I don't even want to look at it from that point. But for Chelsea, maybe if Maresca is able to actually get the best out of him, then of course it's going to be enjoyed. But at this point, I don't even see him, as a big figure, except he's willing to actually learn. And that's where the biggest problem is. I mean, I can understand the case for Rashford. Rashford has been, there. I mean, he's one of the players that will also actually look. The world is actually looking at as to become one of the biggest in the likes of Mbappe and Dembele. These guys are actually at par when they're actually developing. But then inconsistency actually took Rashford out of the picture. But for Garnacho, he's still very much in his cradle as far as I'm concerned. And this is exactly why it's so good to actually have a team that's properly structured. And that's why United being not properly structured really killed a lot of players that would have developed. It's even affecting the likes of Kobe Mainoo, who is actually a very good player, but then he would have developed better and he would have actually, given United his best. But then, if he continues on this path without, him being tamed or put in the proper direction, he's just going to be one of those players who will just develop and have one or two good seasons and then, disappear into thin air. So it's not a loss for United. Perhaps it's going to be a gain if Maresca brings the best out of him.
All right, Maresca definitely has done it with a lot of young lads out there at Chelsea. And is that going to put a dent on Ruben Amorim's time at Manchester United if so many of those young players are leaving at the same time? Maiwa.
Well, I think Manchester United is making a huge mistake. Let's put the performance side by side. Side by side. You chased Ten Hag away. You brought in a Ruben Amorim. Did the performance change? No. Ruben Amorim came, started fighting everybody. Garnacho, you told Garnacho to go. Garnacho made a mistake. You couldn't forgive him. Rashford, you chased him away. You told some couple of players to leave. Jadon Sancho is not coming back again because of your ego. I think the man management issue with Amorim is affecting the team, and a whole lot of quality players will be let go because of the coach ego, and that is the problem. A whole lot of these players, they will leave and go and be a mainstay in another club. Sancho left; he was flourishing at Chelsea. A lot of people might say the flourishing was not consistent, but I mean, there was a bit of consistency there was a bit of improvement to how he was playing under a Maresca than, a Ruben Amorim. I think Manchester United were making a mistake by letting some of these younger players go, and to also be sending a wrong message. In as much as, we want, there needs to be discipline and the rest of that, you should do what you're supposed to do and just all that. There is a place where there is man management. And what Ruben Amorim is doing at the moment is sending a wrong message to the younger lads. There is a way you handle these people that they will play for you. The way Ruben Amorim is doing it, I don't think is the right way. If he is doing it and there is result, maybe all others will adjust. But the problem is this: you are doing it and there is no result. How do you take a job and you finish worse than the person you take the job from? Yes, I raised my hand up. I've been one of those that said we should cut him a slack. Majority of the players are not his players and the rest of that. However, majority of the altercation he had with his players are issues where, yes, punish them, but be reasonable with your punishment. Be reasonable with your punishment. I think he has gone too far, and majority of these players has lost respect for him, and that's the reason for that. You chase a Scott McTominay away. Scott McTominay is the mainstay of Napoli.
He's in the Ballon d'Or nominee list.
Yeah, winning the title. Yeah. Where you are struggling at 17th, you couldn't even make it to Europe. Yet you come back in the new season and you are telling some players to go when you don't have solid replacement for them. I think if Ruben Amorim continues like this, I don't think he's going to achieve much. There's a need for him to check his ego if he wants to succeed as a Manchester United coach.
Yeah, I totally agree. I was not really happy when they let Scott McTominay go. I was wondering, this was a midfielder whose goals contribution was better than even the strikers at some point in time this season, and you had to let him go. But it is what it is. Garnacho is 21, meaning that whatever error he's making now, if a true manager who understands what it means to manage players and their issues, yeah, I know that past managers have condoned a lot of things, and that is why the players get carried away. Yeah, as a new manager, you bring in a breath of fresh air. You stamp your ground and make them know this is what I want to achieve. And it looks like, I don't know, the management of the old issues from the get-go, he lost respect inside of the players. Even Rashford was even going online doing, Rashford wouldn't try this under Jose Mourinho. What he's doing now, a lot of players won't try that under Jose Mourinho. Yeah, it's a different one because Mourinho has already proved his mettle. For Ruben Amorim, where is he coming from? He's coming from Portuguese league. But we've seen managers like Brendan Rodgers come into Liverpool, and he earned his respect from players like Steven Gerrard. Even when he left Liverpool, I never heard that he had issues with players in terms of ego or whatever. The ego of Gerrard and co is bigger than any other manager that would come to Liverpool at that time. Even he coached players like Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez, the only issue he had was when he had an issue with the player when he almost beat him and practiced ever and so on and so forth. But in the dressing room and to his teammates, he was always committed. If you can manage such kind of players, so every coach has a way they manage their players. But I think at Manchester United, they've not been able to get it right in terms of man management and the kind of managers who have come in, even from the days of Erik ten Hag. It started that way. And I was even surprised that under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we didn't have such controversies with the players.
Well, Jerry, two things.
Yeah.
First, every manager have the way they want to play, right? And second, every team has a leader that, the new manager comes and then everyone rally around that leader. United don't have a leader.
What about Bruno Fernandes?
Bruno Fernandes is a captain. He's not a leader.
Always complaining.
Yes,
anyway.
he's a captain. He's not a leader.
Always complaining
That's
about
different.
everything.
So, yeah, he's not a leader. If United had a character like Ryan Giggs in that
What about
team,
Maguire? Okay, he's not showing workings on the pitch. So
see,
he cannot
United
tell you,
there's no leader in that
advice.
team. If you look at Van Dijk, even if he's not the captain of Liverpool, you clearly see that he's the leader of that team.
And first of all, you need to command the pitch.
No, some players come with that attribute. Some players have it.
It is that some players have it, but you, as a leader, your example must speak for you.
Yes, that's
before you can able to say you are advising somebody. The person will see that this man has the standard.
One player that would have fit into that particular bracket is Luke Shaw, but he's not consistent. Injury took him. He's on and off. He would have fit in perfectly as the leader of that team, but because of injury. Now, about how the coach wants to play, we've seen coaches step into a team and look at this player. You cannot give me what I want as regards the way I want to play. You have to leave. That's why you see coaches who say this guy is not part of my plan. Ruben Amorim like high intensity players. United players are lazy. They don't work. They don't work when they are off the ball. And go and look at Ruben Amorim's team. You'll notice that they fight for every single ball. Look at the way they defeated Man City. Go and watch that Champions League game again. You see that every single ball they fought for it. That's how he plays, and that's why he is in love with Mason Mount because of the high intensity. And Bruno Fernandes. These guys are workaholic. That's the kind of players he wants. Garnacho is lazy. Jerry. Rashford is lazy. Sancho is lazy.
Rashford?
Yes, they don't like to.
On the good day, I see Rashford tracking back in the days.
Jerry.
Was it Jose Mourinho days and so on?
Yes, because Jose Mourinho insisted.
So why can't Eric Ten Hag and Ruben Amorim
Eric Ten Hag allow these guys to do what they want to do, and now another Portuguese is in town. Any Sheriff is in town. He wants his game. Why did Yaya Toure not succeed at Barcelona? When Pep came, he saw his talent. He knew he's actually a good player, but he knew that this guy is not disciplined enough to actually stay. He gets carried away with the ball.
So the players in the team now that are currently in the team, because I'm still looking at that midfield. I'm not inspired with that Man United.
No, all the players we are just listing are all wide men. We are not talking about central midfielders.
They are part of the team too.
No, I'm talking about the central men. The wide men are these are Cunha and Buemo.
You sorted your attack now.
Yes.
Your attack is sorted. What about the midfield? You still have.
I think United is in the business for
Baleba.
This Baleba and is still looking at also bringing other midfielders. Right.
Who?
And
names.
And the way he plays. He likes to play 3 center defenders
because
and 2 wide, two flank.
Baleba, they're saying Baleba is 100 million. 2
fullbacks. No. Jerry, wait now. He plays 2 fullbacks up the pitch to actually make to compensate the number of midfielders, and then plays 2 central midfielders. That's how he plays his game. When they actually are defending, they are 5 defenders. So more like 2 defenders will definitely be right there high up the pitch. Yes, in the midfield.
I wish him all the best in that one. All right, the defenders playing in midfield. Wow. He almost wanted to make sense to me, but
no, that's how Inzaghi plays now. Dumfries and
those are exceptional players.
DeMarco play high up the pitch.
Dumfries. That's
no, we're talking about.
He's not. Anyway, Fire, big thanks for being a part of the show. Big thanks to Ikechukwu for also being a part of the show. Want to say have a lovely weekend, and big thanks to Manfred not leaving out Sam as well as Paul and of course Ikechukwu. My name is Jerry Apelohai. Say thanks for being a part of the locker room. Up next is Political Lens with Chukwu Maokoro. Have a great weekend.